All right, one of us is going to need to change. Welcome back to Bourbon and Bond with the boys. I'm Nick.
And I'm Dave.
We're back, and he's gone.
Oh,
He's gone.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I was dreading the last month, really.
So bad.
It's been a hard life.
But we
for a
got to
little while.
share something really good to make it.
We did.
Just soften the blow.
We had excellent stuff to accompany most of Sir Roger Moore's trash movies.
See, this is the best thing about Bourbon and Bond with the boys. No matter how bad Roger Moore was in his last movie, it was only half the story. The same is true today. Bond is only half the story because we have a bourbon to go with it. And I think it'll make sense immediately for everybody who knows this movie to go with The Living Daylights. We are cracking open Horse Soldier.
I'm really excited for this one.
Horse Soldier makes 3 bourbons. They have a premium, a signature, and a reserve. This is the signature. It's the middle one. 95 proof. This is a small batch wheated bourbon. Non-chilled filter, so it's a more full-bodied bourbon. 70% corn, 20% wheat, 10% barley. Now, this is a bunch of guys who went on a brewery tour and got really fired up about this. They went all over the world. They went to Ireland. They went to Scotland. They went to Kentucky. They learned how to make bourbon. They got into this bourbon. But where they get the name and where they get the theme behind what they do comes from a very, very important and famous story. So I'm going to read this from their website. It says, the Horse Soldier bourbon story is woven into the fabric of one of America's most historic moments. Just days after 9/11, elite teams of Green Berets were inserted into Afghanistan, some on horseback. Dubbed the Horse Soldiers, their exploits were told in the Hollywood blockbuster 12 Strong, which, if you have not seen that, is a very good movie. And it's memorialized by America's Response Monument located at Ground Zero in New York City, which you can see right here. So they have a very healthy respect for our soldiers and what they did in that moment, and they have named this Horse Soldier bourbon. It's obviously appropriate for The Living Daylights because James Bond ends up on horseback in Afghanistan.
Thank you.
Yes.
This was nice and easy.
Nice and easy.
Wrapped up with a bow. None of this caveman bullshit. None of this pot still bullshit.
Ooh.
Good story.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, and all 3 of their bourbons are very highly regarded. They've won lots and lots of awards. This, again, is their middle bourbon, and I am extremely excited. Now, again, there were arbitrary rules created. As this is a lower than immediately kill you proof bourbon, I am going to follow your rule. And we'll try it neat and then pause for station identification.
This isn't a cheap bourbon per se. It's $71 at Total Wine. So it's a decent amount of money. It's not the most expensive one we have up here.
And this is their middle of the line. They do make one
Yeah.
that is more expensive than this. So,
Oh.
well, that smells like bourbon. And not like horses.
Earthy. Like,
Oh, that's got a late pickup on it. Oh, I'm intrigued.
this is really interesting. Like, wow, that aftertaste is still in there and still doing things.
It does a couple things late. It keeps coming.
Like a dark chocolatey kind of aftertaste in there. It changes from damp earth.
Mossy, almost?
Yeah, that's what I get up front. Is
with
just
fruit, mossy with fruit.
I'm not getting the fruit, but it kind of switches over to almost a dark chocolate. It's interesting.
We're going to take a break, and this break is brought to you by our main sponsor, Ice.
And just like that, we're back. We have some ice now.
We're
I'm
back.
going to let this sit for a little while, let those flavors open up, and see how
what
it
we
does.
get.
Okay.
We're going to dive in.
We're
diving on in. Couple things before we get into this. This is 1987. This is The Living Daylights. This is Timothy Dalton's first Bond, and we still have Robert Brown as M, Desmond Llewellyn as Q. But with the departure of Roger Moore, we also had the departure of Lois Maxwell, and so we have a new Moneypenny played by Carolyn Bliss, so this is her first. There is a Felix Leiter in this movie. John Terry is here, and the villains are a little complex. We'll talk about this. So the 70s had a lot to do with the Bond movies through that era just not taking themselves seriously enough. We're in a new era now. This is 1987. And when we watch the documentaries, there are a couple things that become really clear. Timothy Dalton, as an actor would want to do, wants to make Bond his own. He's into Ian Fleming's novels. He wants to use that as source. He wants his Bond to be a more human Bond. He went on and on and on about Bond not being a Superman and how he's just a regular flawed human and blah, 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 which nobody really wants to see. Listen, I got flawed humans all over the place. I don't need more. I don't need to go to the movies to have what I have in real life. I want to see Bond. Thankfully, he doesn't do very much of what he said.
I can see that, but at the same time, Bond is not Superman, but man, he's a badass. This movie opened perfectly. This was an excellent opening. Excellent way to start.
Super.
You took an immediate departure from what the audience had been experiencing, and they didn't hide it. You know how they did with Lazenby? They hid his face so that you didn't see him. You didn't see, oh, who's the new replacement? No, it's Dalton up front.
Yep.
And he is being a super spy. He's doing badass things. And hey, he's young enough, he can do his own f***ing stunts. That's awesome. He's in his all black, spy stuff, and he's got knives and gadgets and parachute. The guy is immediately an international man of mystery, and he's immediately an improvement on James Bond. So well done the way they did this.
And we have a couple things to need to discuss. There is the Dalton-Brosnan effect, and that has to be discussed in two parts. One part is here. One part will be in a couple of movies.
Okay.
But in replacing Roger Moore as James Bond, they had some decisions to make. And they wanted Pierce Brosnan. Now, they had approached Timothy Dalton years earlier. He himself thought he was too young for the role. But they thought, boy, Pierce Brosnan would be great. And his run of Remington Steele was coming to a close. And so they worked this out. They're going to have Pierce Brosnan come and do Bond. Timothy Dalton is wrapped up filming a movie. He's not free and available. So they can't do Dalton. They're going to do Pierce Brosnan. So they start to make announcements to this effect. And popularity for this last season of Remington Steele goes through the roof. And the network executed a little-known clause they had where within a certain amount of time at the end of the contract, they could introduce new episodes, which, of course, they did, which precluded Pierce Brosnan from taking the role. And all of a sudden, he's out. So they go back to Timothy Dalton, who now has wrapped up his movie and is available and feels like he's ready to be James Bond. And I think it worked out well for us.
I do,
because we're going to end up getting both of them.
Yeah, I think it did work well. And I think that Brosnan would have been too young at this point.
Maybe.
Good on Dalton for making the decision to not go in to his role too young. Good decisions were made all around.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick check-in.
Oh, we're checking in. This is a personal service that we do for you. Oh,
wow.
This one needs some ice.
It does.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it is. This is like you dug up a tree root and hollowed it out, and you're drinking bourbon from it. It's just earth.
And I think ice is the right move here.
Ice is the right move.
Yeah.
Try it neat. That's fine. Then go with ice.
Yeah, and it's powerful enough to stand up to a little bit of ice.
I believe so.
Yeah. That's good. I like it. Now, having dived, we're going to discuss the plot. I think the plot's good. This is not the first time we've seen this, but this is one of those where Bond doesn't 100% know what's actually going on. He sets out to do a thing and then has to discover some of what's actually happening.
Yeah, and there are a lot of twists and turns in this.
Yeah.
Some of which I really appreciated because having double agents and misdirection and treachery, all that kind of stuff lends to keeping the audience's interest.
Yeah.
It's a little bit windy, though.
It gets a little too windy.
Yeah, it kind of loses itself. I think they tried to get a little bit too clever with this one.
So Kozlov is supposedly defecting.
Koskov?
That guy.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And they send Bond to help him defect.
Right.
And he is singing them a song of how General Pushkin, back in Russia, has instituted this program to kill all enemy spies. And in Russia, they call that Smirt Spionum, which translates into Death to Spies,
Death to
which
Spies.
supposedly was this program that was instituted by the old Russian regime and had gone away. And now Koskov is selling them this story that Pushkin has reinstituted this program, right? And so Bond helps him to escape and then sets off on this adventure to find out what the heck
What's going on?
is actually happening.
Right, what's going on? So we get some twists and turns with Koskov's girlfriend being a possible assassin who's trying to kill him. Now we need to masquerade as Koskov's friend so that Bond can woo her.
It starts to get a little convoluted. It starts out really good, but then it starts to get convoluted after he realizes that what Koskov is really doing is he's cahooting with this American arms dealer, Brad Whitaker. Yeah. And he's playing sides against each other, taking the Russians' money to buy weapons and getting them in diamonds, and then using the diamonds to buy drugs from Afghanistan and sell the drugs on the... And after a while, you're like,
It devolves.
I stopped caring.
It devolves quickly.
Yeah.
And luckily, there's enough action in this that it can carry the plot on its back. But the plot does take a hit.
It starts to get lost.
It's better than average. And then once you start getting lost down the road, then it's
just
a
average.
5. It's a 5. There's nothing else to be said for it.
Yep.
But there's enough in this to carry it through. So let's not be disheartened too much just yet.
This is not a bad movie.
Nope.
It's an enjoyable movie.
Yep.
It's just that when you sit down to articulate the plot, it becomes very difficult
difficult.
because it's convoluted.
Yep.
Right?
That takes us to Bond. Bond, man, so refreshing. So refreshing to have someone who can actually play Bond.
I will admit, I never really gave Timothy Dalton's movies a fair shake. But when you watch them in succession the way we're doing it, and you see this movie follow the last movie, this is so much better than A View to a Kill.
Yeah.
You immediately latch on to Timothy Dalton.
Yeah. Okay. His acting. His acting is just fine. I didn't see
No.
anything in here to nitpick out.
I mean, Timothy Dalton's a good actor.
He is a good actor. He's only gotten better at acting. I think he's fantastic. I will give anything he's in a try.
And if you want some examples, Hot Fuzz, excellent movie. Not starring, but starring Timothy Dalton.
Oh, I love it.
That's such a good movie.
I love it. So his acting is perfectly fine. It's 5 for acting.
Yeah,
Let's go to hotness next.
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude.
He's a good-looking dude.
And he's a good-looking Bond.
Yes, absolutely. He does have the kind of ass chin thing going on. They have some fascination with ass chins.
So the chin cleavage done subtly is masculine. I don't think this is as bad as Georgie Big Ear's ass chin, because that was substantial.
Yeah.
And I think Timothy Dalton carries this way better.
Okay.
So I like him. I think he's a good-looking dude.
I do too. I think he's a good-looking guy. Immediate 180 from what we just had.
Yeah.
So, thank you. So, hotness is a 5 out of 5. No, his masculinity.
Okay, so we started by giving him a 4, and we gave him a 4 because of a couple little things. And one of the things that bothered me the most was, okay, James Bond is a 00 agent of MI6 who is licensed to kill and usually enters into situations where the world is in danger. And while he's escaping with the girl he's gone to escape with, he lets her bully him into going back to get her cello, even though strategically, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
It is. You're exactly right. There's nothing to argue about on that one. However, in our notes, we said he was a 4 because he gets a -1 for the cello thing.
Yes.
He gets a -1 for the spiked drink.
How is he the only guy who doesn't know, or at least suspect, that she might have... I mean, she serves... He doesn't see the ingredients.
Right.
He's 007.
Oh,
And he just drinks that sucker.
yeah. So, -1 for those two things. And then +1 for the Moneypenny ass slap and for the phone booth.
Yes.
You remember how...
Oh, my God.
in Octopussy...
Oh, it's so bad.
when the world is hanging in the balance
nuclear device.
and 007 won't be allowed to make a phone call or
Because,
someone else is using the
Some
phone
lady beat him to the phone?
booth. Right, she's using the phone booth and he's just gonna wait.
my God, and he waits.
No,
And he
and
waits.
this one,
Oh, no.
they said no, we're not doing
Yeah.
that. 007 doesn't do this shit.
The opening scene, yacht girl, Linda, just take the phone.
Takes the phone,
She'll
yeah.
call you back. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm Bond.
So that's why I had a 4.
We both went 5-4-5, but then on the rewatch, you realize there is a scene in this movie that's very much reminiscent of On Her Majesty's Secret Service when James Bond is trying to woo his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. There's a scene in Vienna. It's like he's trying to fall in love. And it would be one thing if it was just, well, I got to get her to tell me stuff. But it really smacks of that. It's not as bad.
Yeah.
But it reminded me of it. And I thought, no, it's got to lose another point for that.
It's that lover's montage kind of thing going on.
It has to lose another point for that.
Okay. That's fine.
And that's why I'm suggesting we go 5-3-5.
Okay.
Because, this was his first movie, and they've sold out to this, well, he's going to be a one-woman man. He's going to be less of a womanizer. It's the 80s, and we don't like that stuff anymore. So, we want him to be more blah, 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 love scene in Austria. No!
Yeah. I agree with that. That's perfectly fine. So let's do 5 for acting, 3 for masculinity, and 5 for hotness. That gives us a total of 13 out of 15 for Bond. I'm not mad about it.
He's a good Bond.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a very good Bond, and he deserved more credit than I ever gave him.
Fair enough. Okay. All right, let's talk about the villain.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we do. And we had a bit of an issue with this one because we're trying to figure out who the villain was, right?
And so there was a good bit of this that was Koskov is blaming Pushkin, and we don't really know who Pushkin is. We assume Pushkin's not the bad guy because Pushkin's played by a very, very good actor.
Played by John Rhys
Davies. I mean, he can't be a bad guy. We love him.
No.
But yeah, he plays this off. And so I think at the end of the day, we decided it has to be Koskov. He's the one who's really doing this plan.
That's not what we did. At the end of the day, we did both.
Oh, we did. So let's focus on Koskov for just now. Sure. He spends most of the movie playing this fake part where he wanted to defect, but then someone kidnapped. And so instead of being menacing and barking orders, and he's
kind of a
it's a ploy.
Yeah.
But he still spends most of the movie doing that.
Yeah, he does. And I like the actor. He has a great presence on screen. Yes. I love his deliveries.
He's good in other things.
He is relatable. He seems like a dude that I'd want to go grab some bourbon with. And man, he's just a bitch in this. He just whiny little baby.
Yeah.
And not
by
a
the
fan
end,
of
you
it.
realize he had a plan, and he's working on his plan. But through the movie, he's just not this menacing guy. He's a snivelly little guy.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about Whitaker now?
Yeah, well, so he's in cahoots with this arms dealer, Brad Whitaker.
Right.
Who is played by Jonan Baker, who, we like in other things. And the guy's bonkers. He's this super weird, like totally into these ancient battles and playing through the ancient battles with his toy soldiers. Mm-hmm. Dude, he's got an evil plan, but it's awkward and a little convoluted.
Yeah.
And they're cahooting. The two of them.
Right.
And
you can't have one without the other in this. It doesn't advance the plot at all. And that's why.
It's a little bit like Octopussy's villains cahooting. And,
right. With Orlov and Khan, right? You weren't sure which one was the actual villain. Yeah. So we did the same thing that we did in Octopussy. Yeah. We put them both together. Yeah. Both of them suck. Both of them are really not advancing their own agenda. They're reliant on the other. And so we gave both of them a 2 for a 4.
It's a little, what we did. It might be generous, but I think it's the right number.
Yeah, I think so too. All I wrote down is Koskov and Whitaker combo. Both suck. That's the entirety of my notes for villain. It didn't hold up in this one.
Well, and the worst part, I think, is when you have a weak villain, but you have a badass henchman.
Oh, yeah.
It just makes the villain look worse.
Yeah, it does.
And we have a badass henchman.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
We talked about a couple of henchmen who were Jaws 2.0, right? The character that Jaws was supposed to be. One of them was Kriegler.
Yeah, Kriegler.
Right? Kriegler's a badass.
He's a badass.
And Necros.
Yeah, he's a badass.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Can I say it just one time?
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho. Now I have a machine gun. So Necros is a cool dude, but he was in Die Hard.
That's him?
He was in the original Die Hard movie. He's a complete and total badass.
I didn't know that was him.
It was him.
Oh, shit.
And this dude, I mean, literally, he is stacking up dead bodies right and left.
Oh, yeah.
So we sometimes complain that they have a henchman that's menacing, but he doesn't actually accomplish anything. Necros is taking on dudes. And the third guy he kills is an MI6 agent who... He's kind of a badass. That fight in the kitchen, that guy pulled his own. Yep. But Necros is too much for him. He's just a badass.
Yeah, he is. He's a giant dude with a chin and jawline that would break your hand if
And
you punched
no
him.
gimmick, which is why you don't remember him. You remember Jaws and the Teeth. You remember Knick Knack and I kill you. You remember all these henchmen that have the gimmick, right?
Yeah.
Odd Job throws this guy doesn't have a
He
gimmick.
doesn't need it, no.
Except that he kills people.
Right, that's all he does.
Right and left.
Yeah, he's just stacking bodies.
He's
like
a great
you said.
Batman.
He is. He's a great henchman. So 5 out of 5 for Necros. Bond girls. You know, as we go through these, why am I getting more and more disappointed? I don't remember being disappointed in these.
That whole 80s, be a one woman sort of a man and not have all the blah, 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 blah. It was bad. And listen, the next movie is going to be a significant uptick.
Yeah.
But this one?
This one kind of suffered a bit. Our one Bond girl is Miriam Dabo.
Yeah.
That's all we get. And she's not strong.
There's a moment when they've been taken by the resistance fighters in Afghanistan, and he's had a conversation with the guy, and they bring him into the room where she's getting, and it's clear she's standing across the room, and it's clear the director said, okay, just stand there and don't do anything, but as soon as you hear the door close, run over to Bond. And it's so plastically awkward.
It's bad.
That she stands there, and then her body just goes, oh, and she runs over to him, and oh my gosh, I think that epitomizes
that's her acting,
her performance throughout
the entire thing.
Yeah.
She's a 2 for acting. She just can't do it.
No.
And unfortunately, she's a 3 for hotness.
She's Stacey Sutton. She's just this version of Stacey Sutton, right? She's pretty, but she's not hot.
No.
And she doesn't act alluring.
She doesn't act alluring. She doesn't dress alluring. She's right?
Blah. She's not Maude Adams.
No.
For damn sure.
No. Doesn't hold a candle.
Not even.
3, I think, is generous. She's not hot.
She's pretty, but she's not hot. And we're not judging prettiness.
The only reason I'm going to give you a 3 for hotness without fighting too much is because I'm not giving Parif any points.
We're going to have a slight conversation regarding Parif.
Okay.
But for now, I believe 2 for acting, 3 for hotness. And let's talk about her character. It's got elements.
It does have elements.
It's
She's
got interesting
Koskov's
elements.
girlfriend.
And she's pretending
to... being betrayed by him.
Doesn't know it yet.
Being set up to get killed by Bond, right? That's how we first meet her.
This is the most villainy thing that the villain does, is he hangs her out to dry.
Yeah. Koskov has alluded to her being an assassin.
Yes.
And
sets her up.
Now he sets her up. She winds up in a window with a rifle.
But Bond sniffs it out.
Derry, okay. So she's set up to be killed by Bond, just like Bond always does. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows what's going on. There's something behind this golden bullet.
Yep.
There's something behind this possible assassin.
Yeah, this doesn't add up.
Right.
Something's wrong here.
He doesn't kill her, and now he has an opportunity to woo her and try to get more info.
And strategically, not killing her is a great move because now she's an asset from whom they can get information.
Right.
So this is a strategically good move by a 00 agent who ought to be able to make such moves.
She then betrays Bond when Yuri comes back, and she's all lovey-dovey on him, even though she knows that he's a giant pile of shit.
Douche waffle. So there's no category for being an idiot.
No.
So we don't have to rate her on the fact that she's an idiot.
Yeah, I think because she's an idiot, she's not a 4.
I think she's a 3.
There's potential to be a 4 if she's not stupid.
Yeah.
But she's a little bit stupid.
They wanted to make her, I think they wanted to make her vulnerable, so they made her stupid. So 2, 3, 3.
Women can be vulnerable. Women and men can be vulnerable
without being
stupid.
Yeah.
So
it's a little bit lazy.
Don't pander to us, Eon Productions.
Come on.
All right, 2, 3, 3.
2, 3, 3, I think is the right number.
That's what I got.
So you said not enough peripheral babeness, but on the rewatch, I made some notes, and I would like to discuss some notes. The very first note is going to be Rubovich, who is Pushkin's girl. Rubovich is played by Virginia Hay, and Virginia Hay is A, she's hot, but B, she was in The Road Warrior. She's amazing, and on top of all that, there's a little side boob. So I think her showing up, her being infamous, and her being in that outfit is good Parif.
I agree.
You agree?
Hey, I agree.
Okay.
That's good Parif.
Second,
Yep.
Belle Avery, not a household name. I can't tell you another thing she was in. She's the yacht girl who apparently her name is Linda.
Yeah.
If you look it up on IMDb, it says Linda.
Yeah.
Linda's the yacht girl, and it's implied, but Bond takes her down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Of course.
A little champagne, not 1 hour, 2 hours.
Make it 2 hours.
Boom. Right? And she's bikinied up, and she's sufficiently hot.
Sure.
3, I know that Kozlov's pool hotties,
Koskov.
that guy, doesn't do very much.
No.
But they are there,
Uh-huh.
and they're hot, and they're in bikinis.
Okay.
As an addition to Perif 1 and Perif 2. They're there. So I think there might be an argument for a little bit of Perif. The problem is there enough for a full point of Perif?
I don't think so.
I think there's easily a half a point.
Okay.
But I would like to advocate for Yacht Girl and especially Road Warrior Girl.
I really don't like adding a full point
It's a lot.
because they didn't contribute enough to the movie.
So we're going to go to 3.5 and 3?
I've got Miriam Dabo at 2.6 in my head. That's what I've got her at, and we rounded up to a 3. She's not hot. And, okay, I will give 0.4 points to Perif and make it a 3 that I'm happy about.
I think that's unfair.
Virginia Hay
Oh, yeah.
and Belle Avery,
Yeah.
we love you.
Oh, my gosh, do we?
It's an 8. So, Bond Girls, we have an 8 out of 15. Now we go into action. Monstrous. Non-stop. Action-packed. I wrote down there's a large chance this is actually a 10 because this thing just keeps going and going and going and keeps us on the edge of our seat. We're interested. We're invested in what's happening. It's just fun. It's a good time. We've got car chases and plane chases and gunfights. You know,
The whole opening scene is nonstop.
Oh, yeah.
There's the big ending, storm the base thing.
Yeah.
I did want to bring up one issue.
Okay.
So we've talked before about lulls. And in the best action Bond movies, there are very few lulls, or the lulls are done well so that there's tension during the lulls. Some of these lulls are for On Her Majesty's Secret Service stuff. Mm-hmm. And so there's at least one lull that is a bad lull. The Vienna lull is bad.
It is.
And that one's tough. And so I think we could advocate for an 8 just because with all of the action, it does take those breaks, and at least one of them is not a good break.
I think that's the reason it's not a 10. It could be an 8, but the fact that it could also be a 10, do the lulls detract enough from it?
How many places do we want to punish that for? Like the scene that we're comparing it to on Her Majesty's Secret Service is bad.
It's tough to watch.
It's almost like a Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. We should be listening to Raindrops Are Falling on My Head.
Yeah.
This one's not as bad.
No.
And so finding 4 categories to punish it might be extreme.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because we did
We
punish
punished Bond 1 point, so maybe we don't punish action.
Maybe not. We aren't waiting for the action to kick back up, right?
Very often.
No.
Not very often. But when we are, we are.
Okay.
It's just not very often.
With that in mind, I completely accept that it can't be a 10. Completely accept that.
Yeah.
Let's maybe talk about X Factor later
yeah,
on.
all right.
And that way maybe 2 areas get hit from the lovers montage, that lovers sequence that we had in the dumpster fire and now this one.
Yeah.
So, okay. Action 9?
We'll go 9.
Okay, let's stick with 9. Let's get into the big 4. M.
M is M.
Is he 5M?
So one of the challenges, I think, in switching Bonds, we had that debacle with George Lazenby, and then we quickly recovered from that. Switching over to Roger Moore was a challenge, and we gave Live and Let Die some props in a couple categories for successfully doing that. They're doing that here again, but they've kept Robert Brown and Desmond Llewellyn, who provide a sense of continuity. Mm-hmm. And so M is really part of that.
Yeah.
And so his role as M is significant in helping us slide from one actor into another, keep Bond going. Okay. So I thought it deserved a little bit of credit.
Okay. If M can accept that this is a new James Bond, then we must
us
accept
to
it.
do that.
Right. Okay. I accept that. So 5 for M?
5 for M.
Okay. Perfect. Q's easy.
Q is easy.
5.
He's always awesome.
We get him in his lab. We get him testing gadgets. We have, all the background.
They finally
text.
get rid of that stupid we're not going to have gadgets thing, whatever that is.
God. And it contributes to Q.
Yeah.
Right? The fact that this one has the stuff that we're looking for. The things that Bond has. Books have been written about this. The Sharper Image has capitalized on this for years. The Bond gadgets,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
And we have them. We have Q. We have the lab. We have the techs. We're happy. Q's a 5 all day
Q.
long.
Yep.
Moneypenny. I like
Okay.
Carolyn Bliss.
It's hard to say this out loud without feeling like you're somehow being disrespectful. But Carolyn Bliss is a very good Moneypenny.
She's good.
She's a little bit younger than her predecessor. They were talking about putting the glasses on her so she looks a little bit more like, but then she's flirty. Mm-hmm. She's cute.
Yep.
There's a lot to like about Carolyn Bliss.
All due respect to Lois Maxwell. It was time. Right?
That's all. Past time.
We've said.
And again, to give her credit, she stuck around for the fossil. Mm-hmm. When the fossil retired, she left too. So not her fault, but it was past time.
It was time, and we have a new and improved Moneypenny.
She's very good. She actually does actual things.
Yeah, she does actual
She
things.
does actual things.
Mm-hmm.
And she's flirty.
And she's cute.
I'm going 4.
Yeah, I'm 4. Okay, perfect. Felix, I forgot, was in this movie.
So the question is, which is better? No Felix or Surfer Felix? Oh my God. John Terry he's not good.
No. And when you said that there was a Felix in here, I was thinking that you were making
forgotten.
a joke because I completely forgot that he was in this movie. It's 2 times I watched this thing and I forgot
Still
he was
forgot.
here.
Bond gets picked up on the street by his 2, I don't even know what they are.
No clue.
And then he sits in this little room and he shows them the TVs and he's like, dude, spy stuff. So I don't see how we give him more than 1 point for being.
It was just weird.
Surfer
It's like
later.
a Twilight Zone kind of deal. All right, so we've got Felix at a 1.
Yeah.
Forgettable.
He's
Doesn't
in the movie,
contribute
so he
enough.
gets 1.
Yeah. So that brings us to 15 for the
not
big
terrible.
4. It's not.
15 is not a terrible number.
No, they did all right.
Yeah.
No goose eggs.
Great.
Close
Great.
with Felix, but no goose eggs. So again, refreshing. Now we get to the credits montage. We both had notes on the rewatch for the song.
Aha. They're talented.
Okay.
Not Bond.
No.
Right? This is not, they're not, like you say to yourself, we need a Bond song. Who should we call? Well, I got an idea. Aha. Let's get Duran Duran.
Here's my other issue here. We've had several where we said, oh, it's a good song, but it's not a Bond
It's
song.
not a Bond song.
The song sucks.
It's not a good song.
It's not. The song blows,
So when we
man.
first watched this movie, as the movie slid into the credits montage, it kind of was done in an artistic way and it made sense and it made the song seem better. But on the rewatch, I didn't enjoy it that much. And it just sounds like they grabbed an 80s band and had them do a song. It's not Bond. And we've seen some other movies where you've gotten somebody, might not have been your first choice, but they know how to do a Bond song. They pulled it off. This isn't one of those cases.
This is not that.
So I was going to advocate for a 4.
I came in here advocating for a 3.
And I can listen to that because this is in Duran Duran territory. This might not be Lulu bad, but it's in Duran Duran. I mean, it's down there.
It's bad. All right, let's put a pin in this one. What did you do for visuals?
So the visuals I thought were awkward. There was some scantily cladness. There wasn't as much silhouetted nakedness. There wasn't the typical thing. And again, part of what they're doing is they're trying to be creative with the visuals so that it sticks in the theme of the movie. And sometimes they do that really well, but it costs them on the visual things we expect to see from a Bond movie. Mm-hmm. It went to mostly live girls instead of the silhouettes we're used to. And some of them were awkward. Some of them were like a little close-up awkward. And it just didn't have the same...
There were some fluorescent painted pasties. There were
pasties.
We didn't love it. That were in black lights.
But it's not awful.
It's not
It's just
awful.
odd. I think we gave it a 5.
I think we did too. I was toying with the idea of bumping it to a 4.
There are way worse ones. I think 3.5 makes this an 8, and that puts it on a par with the movies that it's on a par with.
I'm okay with it. I think an 8 is about right because it was lower than average.
Yeah, if we think about the other movies that puts it on par with, I think it's right.
So we've got a 3 for the song and a 5 for visuals.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Now, Bondness.
It does great.
It has some Bondness. So we made a mistake, I think. We originally gave Booze a 4.
Yeah, I don't know how we missed those things.
Well, because some of them are subtle and they come up. So I actually made a list. Here's what he drinks. The yacht girl, Linda, hands him an unnamed champagne.
Yep.
That's where it starts. Mm-hmm. At the hotel in Vienna, he has them send up the usual, but reminds them that should be shaken, not stirred.
Yep.
He has Jim Beam with Surfer Felix. It was unnamed whiskey, but you can actually see Felix pull it off his shelf.
Yeah.
It's a Jim Beam bottle.
Yeah.
He has some martini at the hotel in Vienna. Mm-hmm. He had martinis that Kara makes and that she poisons him with. Bitch. And then he has some random liquor with Kamran Shah.
Okay.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
It really is a lot. I think it's a 5. That's a lot of booze and some of the right things.
Did we name any champagnes?
We did not name any champagnes.
Okay. But we do have several martinis.
And one of them he
with
delivers half
the
the
line.
line. Correct.
Okay.
It's a lot.
I'm okay with 5.
Yeah.
The reason we took so many points away in previous movies when we have unnamed things is because there weren't enough of the unnamed things
to make up for them being unnamed.
To really represent that Bond is an alcoholic.
But if there's enough of those kinds of things, it can make up for it. And I think there are enough of those kinds of things here.
Okay, I'm good with it. So 5 for booze.
5 for booze.
Quotability, I was surprised at your suggestion. I'm not opposed to it.
I didn't
per
make
se.
a list.
I made a few notes. When he asked, why didn't you learn to play the violin? I thought that was funny. Instead
Because it
of
would be
lugging around
smaller.
his... Right, instead of his big-ass cello that he's hauling around. We've nothing to declare as he drives through the gate is kind of funny. You should have brought lilies. Was another good one.
Okay, that one was good.
That one was good. Sorry we missed the concert. We had some trouble at the airport. John Rice Davies.
Yeah.
Right, that was pretty good. I mean, there were a few in here that I wanted to hang on to, but you're right, it does lack a bit.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going to make a blanket statement here that might not be fair. But it feels like quotes, one-liners, isn't Timothy Dalton's thing.
True. I did write down something else, though, that has to be said. Desmond Llewellyn says, when they're in the lab, it's something we're making for the Americans. It's called a ghetto blaster.
Oh, the ghetto blaster.
And it's this boombox.
The ghetto blaster.
Oh, my. I couldn't believe he said it. It was so funny.
And it's late in the life of the ghetto blaster.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, for 60 points that have no value, best boombox showing up in a movie ever.
Ooh. Yeah.
There's only one right answer.
That's wild to offer up points that have no value already.
Yes. For a bonus question.
Okay.
All right, so we're going 4.
Let's go 4 for quotability.
I think that's the right move.
You know what isn't a 4?
Gadgets.
Gadgets is 5 all damn day. It's loaded. It's loaded with gadgets. So many gadgets.
Binoculars.
We've got the folding binoculars, the night vision,
magic
right,
glasses,
stun gas, explosive keyring.
The keyring has got multiple purposes. I mean, it's pretty badass itself. Ghetto blaster.
A nod to the milk bottle grenades.
The milk bottle grenades.
Awesome.
Was awesome.
Awesome.
They snuck Koskov out of Czechoslovakia in a gas pipeline.
Yeah,
the whole thing was a gadget.
Yeah.
That was badass.
Awesome. That's awesome. So gadgets is a straight up 5. Locations, also a 5.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Vienna, Czechoslovakia, Afghanistan. I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah, we've got Gibraltar,
They're world
Tangiers,
hopping.
Morocco, Afghanistan. Yeah, they're everywhere.
They're
all over the place.
That's an easy 5.
And the car.
Can we please? One of these days, you're going to say yes to this. Can we give it more than 5?
We cannot give it more than 5.
Oh my God.
It's
there are
an
2.
Awesome car. Oh man, this thing is so cool. First one, go.
The Aston Martin V8 convertible.
Yep.
Which they then
Which they're winterizing.
they winterize, and it's the Volante after it's winterized.
Yeah.
Bad.
Awesome.
That is sexy.
Awesome.
That car is so
Awesome car.
sexy.
Ugh. And it's got everything
all the toys.
you would hope it would have. It's
fully
got
loaded.
missiles, it's got guns, it's got bulletproof glass, and it has lasers. It's got freaking laser beams on its head. Okay. He lasers the police car when they're chasing him
cuts the bottom right out of the car.
and it's so stupid, but did you recognize that they didn't make a joke out of it? They didn't play stupid sound effects.
They didn't play
They
any
didn't
sound
do
effects.
any cartoonish bullshit. They cut the
She
car.
looks like, who are you that you have this in your car?
Right. Oh, just some, what did he say? Just a few added extras.
Just a few added extras.
That's awesome. That's great.
To the Aston Martin.
To the Aston.
Volante. Car's a 5.
Car is a 5.
Do you know what all that adds up to?
That adds up to 24.
24.
That's massive.
Out of 20.
That is massive. Excuse me while I whip this out. All right, so what does that bring us to? That brings us to production quality.
All right, so this was difficult because we have some things that cost it points. There are some penalties to be incurred.
Mm-hmm.
And so, sometimes we run into this difficulty with, is this a production quality problem or is this an X factor problem? And I think we ended up penalizing most of the awkward moments out of X factor.
We did.
That leaves production quality mostly untarnished.
I thought they did a good job. I mean, they've got planes, they've got actual stunts with cars. They're doing a ton of stuff, and it is mostly really well done.
And some of it is big. So we've had a few movies where there's this storming the lair set piece action scene at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Piz Gloria in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, a good scene in an otherwise bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's some big storming the lair scenes.
Yeah.
The end scene here on that airfield in Afghanistan, that is a huge monster scene.
Oh, yeah. When she says, I think we're safe. And he's like, we're on an airbase in Afghanistan.
Yeah, there's no way. Right. And she even gets involved. Mm-hmm. She takes part in the action.
Yeah,
so
she does.
It's hard. If we're going to take all of the flaws and foibles of the movie and penalize X Factor, then that leaves production quality fairly clean.
Fairly clean. I think there's one thing that takes from both of them, and that is when Bond is flying the plane and can't find a flat enough place to land, so they have to ditch it.
He says
And they land.
there's nowhere to put down while they cross.
Well, they cross a road. It's a full-on paved road.
And if you watch as they jettison out of the back in the Jeep, go around a road.
Right. No, I know.
He's like following a road.
Yeah.
That they fall off, and then the plane crosses another road before it crashes. So that's awkward.
Yeah, that's a weird one. That's
Super
a goof, and that one I think comes out of both. But I mean, the rest of them, the explosions are good, the gunfights are good. I don't think Bond was holding the wrong gun this time. Yes, they did change the gun, but that's okay. We've accepted that because we're moving on with our lives. So yeah, I think production quality is a 9.
We went 9. But we went 9 because all of the penalties are an X factor.
Yep.
The quality of the filmmaking
Well done.
is pretty high.
Yeah. Okay, so 9 out of 10 for production quality. Let's wrap it up with X Factor.
X Factor was weird because it was one of those things where we have to subtract a point here, but then we're going to add a point here, but then we're going to subtract a point here, but then we're going to add a point here. And so if we started with a 5, it just went on and on like that, right? We're going to subtract a point for that there's nowhere to put down plane fiasco. But then, let's add a point back because Timothy Dalton seamlessly handled the transition to a new Bond.
Perfect.
Right? And on. We take a point away for this stupid thing. We add a point back in for that.
There are just a few things that stand out for me from this movie. One is the big girl with the big boobs to distract the guy at the control station for Koskov to escape. That is a standout scene.
It's an example of how to do humor without being clownish.
Yep.
That was funny, and she really plays that scene well.
She does great. What
It's
kind of girl do you think I am?
It's just so funny. That's good.
That's awesome. And there has to be at least a call out for the AV-8B Harrier. Anytime a Harrier shows up,
the Harrier's
it's got to get called out.
So ultimately, we always end up at the if I'm flipping channels thing. And with that X Factor, if I'm flipping channels, do I stop and watch the movie even if a commercial comes on? Do I stop and watch the movie until there's a commercial? Do I stop and watch the movie depending on whether or not it's at a good spot or not? Or do I just keep flipping channels? And I think with this one, it's hard for me to tell. I'll definitely probably stop until a commercial comes on. But it might depend on what part of the movie it's on.
Okay.
Whether or not I stop.
Well, and what I was going to say before you said that is it almost depends on what mood I'm in. I couldn't tell you right now, yes or no. I enjoyed watching it. I had fun watching it, and I would watch it again someday. But if I'm flipping channels without the intention of watching The Living Daylights, I don't know. The fact that they transitioned to a new Bond and new technology and new everything.
And crushed
right?
Vito Kill.
They refreshed their entire mindset.
Got rid of some of the stupid baggage they were carrying.
They got rid of the stupid. They brought back some of the not stupid. And we said it with Live and Let Die. It's very difficult to change Bond. It's hard to change that actor. But they did it, and they didn't kill the franchise.
We saw them be successful at it with Live and Let Die.
Yep.
And I think they're successful at it here.
Yes.
I think here we want to say it's because Timothy Dalton is a good Bond. But I think it's also because of all the things you just said. They came up with a much better movie than its predecessor.
Yeah.
And a good Bond.
Yeah. They have good elements here. They didn't capitalize on all of them. That's okay. But they didn't kill the franchise, and that's huge. Yeah. And now we have a good Bond on our hands again.
And again, we're talking about a movie franchise that has 25 entries. Mm-hmm. There are very few cinematic universes that can compete with this kind of success. We think of Marvel, but who else has pulled off 25 movies and had to switch out the actor who's playing the main character 5 times?
Yeah.
Right? And they pulled it off yet again. So,
they did.
So kudos. I think we're going 5 because we start at 5, we add, we subtract, and so it stays at a 5. We added all of the bonus points into production quality. So the combination of them, I think, is the fair number. I think 14 between the two is the right number.
Okay. You and I could go back and forth advocating either way for giving a 5 or a 6 on
And I wouldn't
X Factor.
fight you. I honestly wouldn't fight you on a 6 because it's not a bad movie.
It's not. I almost want to change this to a 6 just because I didn't dislike it. I don't feel blah about this movie, and 5 feels blah to me.
So, listen, we rewarded Dr. No for doing the impossible, for spawning a 25-movie cinematic universe, right?
Yeah.
As the first. We rewarded Goldfinger for being iconic. It is the most homaged movie of the series, right?
Yeah.
We could make a case that we're rewarding Living Daylights for accomplishing, again, that feat of changing out the actor for the main character. I mean, imagine them trying to change the actor who played Tony Stark 3 times.
Right.
That every time, the guy that we have grown to love in the role, oh, now he's gone. We need a new guy.
Yeah.
Well, the Bond cinematic universe pulled it off yet again. And so what we could say is we're giving it 6 points because it accomplished something that very few other movie series could actually do.
Sitting here now talking about this, I really would like to push for that because the elements in this movie, yes, we have positives and negatives, and they both, cancel each other out. At the end of the day, how do you feel about this? And it's thank God that this kept going and they didn't kill anything off. And we're able to sit here today and pontificate about who's going to be number 26.
Which is remarkable.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I'm okay with that. I can get behind doing a 6 here.
Okay. I apologize for the last minute change.
No. Look, part of what we want to do is debate reasonably. All of this is subjective. We've tried to build objective categories to kind of give us some guardrails, right? But it's all subjective. And X Factor is the one place, though, where there's really nothing objective. It's entirely how do we feel about it. So this is the one place where we can have a debate and say, it deserves it for pulling it off.
I'm happier with that than a 5.
Okay.
X Factor 6 out of 10.
Yep.
All right, so let's take a quick break, do some math.
We're going to do math.
Make sure that all of our change numbers are lining up because I changed a bunch of stuff.
Brace yourself for all the numbers being right here.
All over his face.
Right in front of my face.
All over Dave's face. We'll be right back. All right, we've done math. Ready to go through?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Right here, guys.
All over Dave's face. Plot is a 5.
Correct.
Bond, 13.
Yes.
Villain, 4.
Yes.
Henchman, 5.
Oh, yeah.
Bond girls, 8.
Yeah.
Action, 9.
Yep.
The Big 4, 15.
Not a bad 15.
Credits montage, 8.
Yeah.
Bondness, 24.
24. Good God.
Production quality, 9.
Yes.
X Factor, 6.
Yeah, and I'm happy with that extra point.
Okay, good. I'm glad. So that puts us at a 106 out of 150.
Yeah.
It's a decent score. Anything,
It's a decent movie.
Anything that reaches triple digits.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, we're happy with that.
We're discovering that very few have pulled that off, right?
You know what else is nice to see? There are no zeros on this page.
Not leaving
It's
stuff
so-
out helps.
It's so nice to not have zeros. We have spent years struggling with the perfect grading criteria. The Nick and Dave scale.
It's perfect.
Is infallible.
But why can't a Bond movie embrace Bond things?
They
The
need to
things
talk
we
to
love.
us. It's like, Guy, you guys even watch the show?
Do you watch the show?
It's nice
That's
to
remarkable.
see, and this is proof,
Yeah.
right? That if you get all of the elements, you still have a decent movie. It still
Yeah.
scores well.
Yeah.
They got all of those things here.
What's the best compliment we can give? This is a Bond movie.
Yes, it is.
There's no way to argue that.
Nope.
We can argue that with a couple of other things. But
Yeah.
this movie is a Bond movie. And Timothy Dalton should be proud of his work as Bond. He's a good Bond.
Let's talk about this.
I like it. It's good.
This reminds me very much of Larceny with the very earthy overtones. The price point for Larceny point to Larceny. They're less expensive. This one, I don't know that I'm going to run out to the store to get it when I have other winners up here on the shelf. However, the story behind it is +1. That's a conversation starter and something to maybe get somebody else interested in bourbon.
Sure. You know, you end up places, and this happens to us a lot. We'll go and grab a burger, and we're looking for a shot of something to have. And the bar might not be well stocked, and we might not see a lot we recognize. But I'm telling you, if I was out at a bar and I didn't see some things I recognized, and they had this, I would order it.
Yeah. So, Horse Soldier, well done. We really appreciate your product. We appreciate the story behind it. We love you. How much do you love us?
Listen, Horse Soldier people, this is not the premium one. If you wanted to send us a bottle.
We would do personal services just for you.
Oh, yeah. Well, it
Imagine,
depends.
imagine the servicing we could do.
It
Wait.
depends on the services that you wanted. But so, yeah, send us
Good
something.
stuff. Good stuff. What do we have next?
Okay. So of the two Timothy Dalton movies, I think the next movie, License to Kill, is unique. It's one of those Bond movies like Skyfall that's got a couple of very unique qualities about it. And I think we're really going to enjoy it. And I think we got an interesting bourbon to have along with it. So we look forward to that.
It's up here. Feel free to send
Bonus
in your
points.
guess. Yeah.
Bonus-
I'll tell you what. I'm going to double down. 120 points.
Oh, wow.
120 points that mean absolutely nothing if you can guess which bourbon
Which
we
bourbon
have for
goes
the next
with
movie.
the next movie?
No, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
As we usually say, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. We love interacting with you guys. We have gotten together with a few of our viewers. When they come up to us and they're just starstruck, and we say
Do you
no.
remember that one time?
It's okay.
At that restaurant? It was a little bit embarrassing.
We put our pants on just like regular people.
It was a little
right?
embarrassing.
But no, really and honestly, it's a good time having these discussions away from this and
Sure.
kind of chatting about how we score things, why we did the things that we did.
Yeah.
We enjoyed the interaction. Send us your comments, your criticisms, so that we can flex our rightness all over you. It's one of the things that gives us joy.
He loves that.
I love it so much. Until then, I'm Nick.
I'm Dave.
Cheers.
Cheers.